Right, Prime Minister Modi will not be meeting Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in New York. That's something that has been clarified by Indian envoy to the US. However, there is a lot of speculation about whether or not External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will meet her Pakistani counterpart. Aziz has put the onus on India, saying India overreacted to Pakistan's long-standing practice of meeting Hurriyat leaders. He also added that if India wants to hold talks, it will have to take the initiative. Sushma Swaraj, meanwhile, hit out at Aziz's comments, saying India wanted good relations with Pakistan, but Pakistan's transgressions were solely to blame for talks being cancelled.
देखिए, जहाँ तक बात का सवाल है, हुर्रियत से बात जो वहाँ के लीडर्स आते थे वो करते थे, लेकिन पहली बार प्रधानमंत्री नवाज शरीफ आए और उन्होंने नहीं की, क्योंकि वो भारत का संकेत समझते थे। बात वहाँ से शुरू होगी। किसी भी टॉक्स के पहले एम्बेसडर ने बुलाकर बात की हो, ये नहीं हुआ, और नई सरकार ने नया संकेत दिया है।
Pakistan is responsible for India-Pakistan relations going downhill, and it's Pakistan's responsibility to take the initiative and sort the relationship out. This came clearly from External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj here at New York, when she said it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who took the initiative to improve relations with Pakistan by inviting Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to India and also agreeing to sending India's Foreign Minister to Pakistan for resumption of bilateral talks. Talking to Hurriyat is strictly unacceptable to the new government, either at a political level or at the level of the diplomats. And this new template Pakistan will have to accept if it wants talks to resume with India. The message clearly says the ball is in Pakistan's court to improve ties with India. With cameraman Alok Bhatnagar, Gaurav Sawant in New York for Headlines Today.
And our Strategic Affairs Editor Gaurav Sawant is also joining us live from New York this morning. Gaurav, there was some anticipation of a possible thaw in Indo-Pak relations before the meetings of the two foreign ministers in the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. Was that misplaced?
Well, if a thaw was anticipated in New York, that clearly is not happening. The New York chill is also reflected in the relations between India and Pakistan. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj made it very clear Pakistan spoiled the game by talking to Hurriyat. It's for Pakistan to mend fences. Earlier, Sartaj Aziz, Pakistan's advisor to the Prime Minister on national security issues and foreign affairs, also made it very clear that Pakistan will not take the initiative to initiate talks with India. So as far as Indo-Pak ties are concerned, perhaps it's headed for a period of freeze, perhaps even deep freeze. India making it very clear they will not initiate talks with Pakistan.
Like Gaurav, stay on with us. Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will be addressing the United Nations General Assembly, where he is likely to bring up the Kashmir issue. Even though both Narendra Modi and the Pakistani Prime Minister get ready for their date with the UN, they are expected to be at the UN headquarters on different days and are unlikely to meet each other. Regional, in fact, relations between India and Pakistan soured further after Pakistan High Commissioner Abdul Basit went ahead with his scheduled meeting with Hurriyat leaders in the national capital in spite of a request from India to not do so. The meeting forced New Delhi to cancel secretary-level talks with Islamabad. Ceasefire violations by Pakistan along the LOC and the international border in Jammu and Kashmir has also been a cause for concern. Our Strategic Affairs Editor Gaurav Sawant is with us live this morning. Gaurav, a meeting between Nawaz Sharif and Prime Minister Modi completely ruled out at this stage.
Sources in the Ministry of External Affairs have made it very clear to Headlines Today that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not expected to meet his Pakistani counterpart Nawaz Sharif in New York. There is no time. Now, in the 100 hours that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is spending in New York, he has 50 meetings. He has about 50 meetings and engagements, and Nawaz Sharif does not figure in those meetings. Nawaz Sharif will be speaking at the UN General Assembly. After that, there's a brief window of opportunity when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in New York, but he has no time to shake hands with Nawaz Sharif. A chance meeting, according to sources, is also ruled out. As far as India-Pakistan relations going forward is concerned, Government of India has made it very clear Pakistan has to take the initiative, and talking to Hurriyat is a strict no-no. Sushma Swaraj, speaking to us here in New York, made it very clear the government had the new template in place when Nawaz Sharif came to India. India had made it very clear to them that talking to Hurriyat is unacceptable. This is not a trend that's lasted for 20 years. This was something new that Pakistan was starting, and that is why the new government nipped it in the bud.